Let's talk about something so common, so everyday, that you probably never give it a second thought: the humble toothbrush. But trust me, its simplicity is deceiving. Hiding behind this little tool is a world of high-speed, precision engineering that is just wow. It's genuinely fascinating.
I mean, really think about it. You grab it in the morning, you use it at night. But have you ever just stopped and wondered about the incredible journey it took to even get to your bathroom? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that exact process.
Because here's the thing, a toothbrush isn't just a chunk of plastic with bristles glued on. Nope, it's the product of this incredible, perfectly timed dance of machines. A perfect example of some seriously complex manufacturing hiding in plain sight. So where does this whole journey kick off? You might imagine a big block of plastic being carved up, but it actually starts with something way smaller. It all begins with these tiny little plastic pellets. This is the raw material for the handle that you'll eventually hold. The process is called injection molding, and it's basically a three-step dance. First, a whole bunch of those pellets get fed into a machine. Then they get heated up until they're a gooey, molten liquid. And finally, and this is the magic moment, that hot liquid plastic is blasted at super high pressure into a perfectly shaped mold. To really get a picture of what's happening, think of like an old-school blacksmith, pouring molten metal into a mold to make a sword or something. It's pretty much the same idea, just way more modern and way faster. Instead of metal, it's plastic, and instead of just pouring, it's being injected with some serious force.
Okay, so we've got our handle, but a handle isn't a toothbrush, right? We need bristles. And this, my friends, is where things get really fast. Welcome to the high-speed, beating heart of the whole operation.
So two things happen here pretty much at the same time. First, a computer-guided drill zips in and makes a perfect pattern of tiny holes in the brush head. Then comes the tufting. You've got these spools of nylon thread feeding into the machine, which grabs a little bunch, folds it in half, and then bam, staples that little bundle right into one of the holes with a tiny metal anchor.
And to give you an idea of the kind of precision we're talking about, think about those super high-pressure water jets they use in factories to slice through solid steel. The tool drilling these little holes, it's working with that same level of mind-boggling accuracy. All for your toothbrush.
So you get the idea: drill, fold, staple, repeat. But the part that really breaks your brain is the speed. I mean, you literally can't even see it happening. To put it in perspective, let's think about another factory that makes stuff super fast. A giant, industrial pancake-making machine can pump out around 750 pancakes every minute. Pretty fast, right? Okay, hold that number in your head. That tufting machine staples hundreds of bristle tufts per minute into one single toothbrush. It is an absolute blur of motion, just a perfectly choreographed robot dance, putting every single bristle exactly where it's supposed to go, faster than you can even blink. It's incredible.
So at this point, we have something that looks like a toothbrush. But, and this is a big but, you would not want to use it yet. This next part is all about the finishing touches, and it's absolutely crucial for making the brush, safe and comfortable.
See, right after that super fast tufting process, the bristles are kind of a mess. They're all different lengths, and even worse, the tips are sharp, like really sharp. Using a brush like this would be a very bad and probably painful time for your gums.
So the solution is this cool two-step polishing process. The brush heads get passed through these rotating, gritty discs. First, the discs shave all the bristles down to the exact same height. Then, they keep spinning against the tips, basically sanding them down until every sharp edge is perfectly smooth and rounded. It's kind of like a rock tumbler. You put in rough, jagged rocks and it tumbles them until they're smooth and polished. These abrasive discs are doing the exact same thing, just for thousands of tiny bristles, making sure every tip is perfectly gentle.
We're in the home stretch now. The toothbrush is fully built, it's got its bristles, and they're all polished up. The heavy lifting is done, but there are still a few final steps before it's ready to make its way to you.
First up, quality control. An automated system checks every brush to make sure it's perfect. No weird flaws, no bristles out of place. Once it gets the green light, it slides right into its plastic packaging. From there, it gets boxed up with thousands of others, ready to be shipped out to stores.
So let's just do a quick recap of that whole wild ride. It starts as simple plastic pellets. A handle is forged. Nylon bristles are punched in at blinding speed. Those bristles get trimmed and polished so they're safe. And finally, the finished brush gets packaged up and sent on its way to you. It's a pretty wild transformation when you lay it all out like that, isn't it? What starts as just a handful of raw plastic becomes this really sophisticated, precision-engineered tool that we all rely on for our health, all thanks to this hidden mechanical ballet.
It really makes you wonder, right? After seeing all the complexity that goes into making a simple toothbrush, what other ordinary things in our lives are hiding a totally incredible story of engineering and invention?